Hi everybody, my name is Jenny Soderstrom, and the instructional strategy that I chose was visual supports. So when looking for an article for visual supports, I chose Evidence for the Effectiveness of Visual Supports in Helping Children with Disabilities Access the Mainstream Primary School Curriculum. And I found this article very helpful if you're understanding and trying to know what exactly are visual supports and how you can bring them into your home life and into the daily routines at school. So, based on this article, it was conducted of 23 students from ages 5 years, it says right here, 5 years, 7 months to 11 years and 10 months old after it was completed. So, it was touched based on 2 years, which was in Christchurch area in New Zealand. I'm not quite sure how to say that, so hopefully I said it right. And it wanted to find students who were having a difficult time in school, but they did not qualify for para support or an assistant in the classroom, but they are considered high risk students because they had poor performance with memory, motor processing, self regulation skills, and their attention. So these students, they wanted to provide them with visuals to see how that would increase their daily routines and the way that they performed in the classroom. So with the 23 children that they took interviews with the parent, which was called the PIP, the Parent Interview Protocol, which covered information if they were taking medications, if they're ADHD, ADD, if they've had any past services, different years, their sleep patterns at night, their performance at school, their behavior routines. They wanted to find out and determine what information would be useful for them to decide which visuals they wanted to implement into their daily routine. After they talked with the parent, they moved on to the teacher interview protocol, which was a lot shorter than the PIP. So when they talked to the teacher, they wanted to know how the student learns, what extra support, if any, are they already using in the classroom, and what concerns that they have from the teacher, how they can make this child be successful. So when they were applying these schedules, they wanted to know the different areas that they could implement it. So I'm not quite sure what page it's on, but I'll scroll down a little bit. They wanted to find out if the students were being successful, if they needed a visual schedule, or if they needed a visual schedule that was implemented in the classroom in a central location just for them to look at it. And after they were able to get the goals and the visuals that they needed by these students, they would create the visuals on Boardmaker. And they would laminate and put all the Velcro and stuff on. But some of the students, they needed to have a very strict student schedule based on snack, take the sheet off. If they went to table time, they took the table work off. If they had to go to their backpack, they would take the backpack off. It completely listed everything that they did at school, and then they took it even further by applying it into their home life. So the same student was able to have this visuals on his dresser at night and labeled like where his pants are, where his shirts are, and then the sequence. First I'm going to put my pants on, then I put my coat, my shirt on. Being able to implement them in at school and at home allowed the student to be more independent. And they also noticed that he was able to have just that consistency. He knew what was being expected. He knew where things were supposed to go. And it made him feel less stressed. And then along with the other students, it talked about the students after it was all conducted and they applied all these visuals for all students. And it was conducted, I forgot to mention, in 22 different schools. So the schools were completely different. The students were completely different. But it showed that the results with the students who were considered at high risk, 21 out of the 23 of them reduced anxiety, reduced frustration. They were able to have structured reminders of the task. So instead of being able to prompt them like, you need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this, they were able just to basically follow that routine more independently. And they also noticed, which I thought was pretty cool, they were more involved with at school and at home. Because their anxiety was decreasing, they were participating more. And I found that pretty awesome. Just by applying these visual supports, they're more comfortable, they feel more confident, and they're just applying these skills that they had, but now they can take it a step further. And then towards the end, it said, the students were talking in here too, and they were saying that they liked the supports because they were able to implement it into their day-to-day, and they knew what to expect. Where is it? Should be up here. And the parents found it really helpful because they really enjoyed how their son and daughter started being more independent with themselves as well. So I think if anyone has time, I feel like this is a really good article to read. It teaches you about visual supports that you might not really thought about introducing for at home for some of the families. And I know it was towards for 5 to 10-year-olds, but really I feel visual supports, I mean, you can use them at home visits, you can use them in the preschool with the ECSE children, and elementary. I feel like there's always a need for the supports. And I know I keep going up and down. I just really wanted to find that quote for you guys, but I don't see it. So I won't make everybody dizzy anymore. If you have time, you should really check this article. I really recommend it, and I hope everybody has a great night. Thanks. Bye.